is Benjamin Okeze Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation.
These days, birth information which engenders knowledge as well as veritable engagement, second to none. It is Ben Kalu's mandate. Good morning. Welcome on board to the second to the last edition for the year 2022. My name is Wisdom Thomas. Just a little bit of what this is all about. And Ben Kalu's mandate, the member representing Bende Federal Constituency in the 9th Nigerian National Assembly, Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu, gets to react to weighty issues from the legislature and, of course, interacts with the good people of Bende and Abia State. He is currently the spokesperson of the House of Representatives and the chairman, House Committee in Media and Public Affairs. And he joins us today virtually live from Australia. Good morning to you, Honorable Benjamin Okeze Kalu. It's another beautiful Tuesday morning, and Abians are listening.
Thank you very much, Wisdom, for having me again today. Yes, I am responding from Sydney, Australia, popularly known as the Down Under City. Like I mentioned last week, I'm on holidays now for a couple of days with the family, especially for Christmas. And as you know, Christmas period is the time you spend with family and friends, and I didn't want my family to be left out in this particular tide. And I send my greetings of my family to the constituents in whom I'm well pleased, the people of Bende Federal Constituency, the people of Abia and Nigeria at large. I'm happy to be here again today, and let's have an engaging section as we proceed with this happy spirit of the Christmas season.
Undoubtedly.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, we're happy to have you as well. Let's start off this way. You were recognized for your astuteness in managing the image of the House and, of course, your relationship with the press by the House of Representatives Press Corps. Let me say congratulations, sir. And in the light of the foregoing, tell us, how has the experience been acting in that very capacity? And again, how does the recognition make you feel? How does it make you feel, really?
Yeah, let me start from how it makes me feel. And let me say this trophy belongs to then the people. It reassures me that my people are people of great minds who woke up to reverse what used to be the tradition of not really paying attention to the quality of the people they are sending to Abuja and what actually they need out of that office. But during my time, they made it clear that these are the kind of representation that we want. We want Bende to be placed on the map. We want somebody who will bring the dividends of democracy back home. And we also want somebody that will bring us joy. as being a representative that will impress not only the people but Nigerians. Luckily enough, we've tried our best to achieve this, and the credit goes to my people. And let me mention that working with professional journalists is not an easy work to do because they are very intelligent set of people. Remember, we refer to them as the fourth estate of the realm. So they are the ones who places the arms of government on their toes. Granted that the legislature oversights the other arms of government, but our own oversighting institution is the fourth estate of the realm, who ensures that we do things according to the law, and we do things that will be centered on the principles of democracy, putting the people at the center stage. And so it takes a lot to convince them that what you're doing is in the right direction. And if you don't do the right job, they will be the first to shout. And remember, the press corps is not under the House of Representatives. They are just housed in the House of Representatives. They are independent-minded journalists who are from different renowned news agencies around the nation, from the Guardian to the This Day to the what do they call Vanguard to Punch to Sun Newspaper to mention them. They are all housed there for the purpose of inspecting what we are doing, verifying what we are doing, and having credible information out there. So for them to come together and say, yeah, you have done well in the management of the image of the house, it means a lot. And if you watch very well, in the last 3 years plus, you've not had a lot of acrimony, rancor, or things that will dent the image of the house. Because as the image monitor, I have been on my toes as well, monitoring the activities of the 360 members, guiding where possible, make sure that the image is preserved, is protected, and a positive image is projected as well. And it's not easy to do that in 360 constituencies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but it's a responsibility that comes with, knowing better than those who want to find fault and making sure that those faults, they don't take place, and those faults, if there are mistakes, that they are corrected ahead of time. So it's been a tax, to be honest. It's been a tax, but I'm happy that so far this night assembly has been one of the assemblies that we don't have a lot of bad stories to present in Nigeria. And the press have helped us telling the story as it is, making sure that what we do that is heard outside there, by people. If we keep working and nobody's hearing about what we're doing, they partnered with us during PIB to tell Nigerians the effort we are making and the content of the bill. They partnered with us when we were doing COVID interventions that we did. They partnered with us with our financial bills. They partnered with us when we were doing the Electoral Act, and mention it. So whatever we'll come up with, they try to understand what we're doing and let Nigerians know more about it. And what that has done for Nigeria is that it has increased the integrity level of the National Assembly and the confidence level of the people who ordinarily did not understand the workings of this fulcrum of democracy, the legislature. So I feel good about it, and I really thank them for doing it.
So congratulations to you once again. Let's look at what has transpired in the chambers, that's the Green Chambers, where you are inherent. Just last week on the floor of the House, You emphasized on the insufficiency of the budget allocated to the National Assembly. I mean, you've been on this very matter for a while now. Given that the 2023 budget for the National Assembly is at 196 billion naira, it's a landmark sum as long as the history of the National Assembly is concerned. A lot of Nigerians are a little bit confused. We want you to tell us what you meant by saying the budget is too low.
Yeah, when we talk about this, some people, actually either get angry or they feel we don't know what we're talking about and they want us to justify it. You see, we are not asking for money to be given to members of the National Assembly as pocket money or allowances and all that. That is not what we are saying. What we're saying is that the main money that is needed to do the job and do it efficiently need to be in place. We want to oversight 23 trillion, and you want to oversight that with. There's a background noise I'm hearing. I hope it's not coming from this side.
It's not from here, really.
It's a cracking noise. All right. So you want to oversight a budget of 23 trillion, and you have less than 10% allocated to those who will oversight it. You put them in a precarious situation. Precarious situation in the sense that they will not be depending on those they are about oversighting to provide some of the logistics for the work, like providing vehicles that will take them there, and or flight ticket that will take them there, and it becomes herculean for them to be independent in the course of doing this job. Those are some of the things we want to avoid. We don't want to depend on the agencies. The noise is really much.
I do not think that very noise is emanating from here. We are having a very sound reception from your end.
Okay, let's try and manage that. So you find out that the members will be exposed to, not being as independent as they're supposed to be in the course of doing this oversight function. That is one. Two, materials needed in the house to get this job done. You find out that the resources that the people working in the National Assembly need to push the research for the good laws that we want to make in the country is not really in place. And if you get into the National Assembly, you find out that so many things are not working, from telephone lines to even sustaining the water system from morning till the time you close at work is an issue. And the air conditioners, the meeting rooms are not well furnished as it is seen in other climes. I just came back from Portuguese embassy, parliament. I was there for a couple of days during the Global Summit. And it was inside the parliament that we held this series of meetings. And you needed to see what they have in place in their parliament compared to what we are calling the National Assembly, and everybody's crying about that much money is being used to even renovate it. So this is where the money will go into. And then also quality researchers. To find out that if you want good laws, you need people who are experienced, who are well educated in researching around that field. Lawmakers are not supposed to be the researcher. Lawmakers delegate their aides, the ability to pay quality aides. The aides are not being paid well. This is a fact. Many people hurry and say we want to work in the National Assembly. But you find out that when they come into work, they find out that their take home is so little that it doesn't motivate them to do as much as they're supposed to do. And this is affecting the quality of work that comes out of the National Assembly. Some of us who have done well have gone outside the usual tradition of the 5 A's to engage hands that are outside our number, outside the ones given to us by National Assembly. You know, outsource some of this work to be done for us to be able to get the level of efficiency. And it's coming out of our personal pocket. There are people who cannot afford that. So the aides of the National Assembly need to be well paid to motivate them when they work with their principals to give the quality. If the budget is not there for that to be done, where is the members? Where are they going to get the money to get it done?
You know, the reason
on and on.
The reason for the concern.
We're not saying this must be. Let me round up wisdom. We're not saying get this done today or immediately, because we know what the economic situation in the country is. That would be being unreasonable. And we're not saying, but we need to put it out there that much needed to be done. Even if you talk about the allowances of the National Assembly members, remember these allowances have been there, the same amount, since 1999. Now the affordability of that particular amount against the dollar and against inflation in the country will tell you that it is now too low. It's below 50% of what it was afforded in some years past.
Some will still argue that is still not reflecting on what the constituents, the citizens of the country are getting as per that very reality. There's a chasm between both allowances and, of course, what the people get.
No, you can't. Nobody can argue that between the allowances and what the people are getting, there is a disparity, because people don't understand what the allowances are for. The law will have you have a constituency office. The landlords of those constituency office, you don't expect them to be charging you what they charged you in 1999. They increase their rents. You are buying petrol to be able to run the office. Petrol is no longer the same price. You are paying workers who work there.
Honorable Ben,
what they will take home.
If you would let me comment,
you find out that this is an argument that I am willing. I've always said it from the first day I entered into National Assembly till now. The tenure is ending for the first time, and people argued against it, but they have started realizing that is the truth. If we really want to be what a parliament is supposed to be, we need to invest money in sustaining this arm of government. It's not a department of government. It's an arm. Ministry of Works and some other Ministry of Health and all the rest of them, one ministry or two can give you a whole lot of, sum of money in their budget that takes care of the needs of that ministry and the work they do for the Federation. It is high time we realize that the legislative arm is an arm of government.
If you will let me comment, I mean, one would be asking...
It should not be compared to a ministry.
One would be asking, where is it coming from? Most persons look at the debt rate of Nigeria as we speak. I mean, as at 9th December, the Debt Management Office says Nigeria's public debt stands at 44.06 trillion naira. And from what you have said, of course, the concern is germane. But what do you think can be done about this, considering the debts, which I've mentioned the amount, that was as at 9th of December 2022. Do you think that we need to cut down on some expenditures?
Definitely, when we are restructuring, that is what they call debt management. When you are managing debt, it doesn't mean that government should stop functioning. There are key aspects of government that must function to make sure that the sovereignty of the nation and all the objective of national growth is intact. If the policy-making body of the government, the law-making body of the government, is not put into the right, perspective of, being well equipped, we're saying equipped, not the members, not for the members. We're not even talking about salary of members. There's no member that will tell you and say, I want to increase my salary. No, that's not what we're asking for. We're saying the institution itself should be energized to be able to serve Nigerian people better. Quality laws, quality research laws, policies that will influence the government, resolutions that is coming out of a well-researched process that involves the people. Those things, they take money. The people who will do the job, the aides who will do the job, we need quality professors, quality researchers, consultants that will help us get the job done well. And that takes money. Now, when you talk about debt, we're not saying do it today. We are saying it should be there, out there, for people to know that it's need to invest there. Because if nobody talks about it, it will never get to happen. People will always have this impression, oh, they are, too well-funded, and we need to reduce. Now we are saying no. You don't even need. You need to increase, not to reduce. It doesn't have to be now. When we stabilize, the statement I made during that conversation, during the award was, as we get the economy to be improved, there is the need for us to improve what goes to the parliament if we really want to strengthen this fulcrum of democracy. And I'm standing by that. I am really, truly standing by that, because I believe as a disciple of democracy, we should all be working towards strengthening and advancing this democracy from where it is to where it ought.
Okay, Honorable.
Look inwardly. Yeah.
Honorable Benjamin Kalu isn't shifting ground in his own argument of the increment for the statutory allocation for the National Assembly. But let's take away from that now, shall we? Let's look at the said meeting, which really did not go ahead. I'm talking about the one involving the CBN governor and his team, with the committee set to look into that issue of the cashless economy, the cashless policy, and all that. We learned it did not hold. What really happened? Has it been rescheduled?
Yeah, the governor of CBN happened to be in America with Mr. President on the day that he was invited. So it is believed that the leadership of the House will give him a new date for that engagement. And until then, we'll wait and hear from him. As allowed by law, like I mentioned last week, Section 8, Subsection 4, and Section 5 of the CBN Act, we made the provision for such engagement periodically on policies of the bank, what they are about doing, the reason behind them, and then to have a buy-in by the parliament. So, and we observe that has not been going on since the era of this particular CBN governor. And it was raised and confirmed by the members of his committee that they've not interacted with him and they want to interact with him. So, based on that, the House invited him. So, in the course of the discussion, the issue of the withdrawal limit will come up, the issue of change of currency will come up, but whatever it is, we are not loggerhead with the CBN, the executive. We only want to understand the reasons behind these policies so that we know what to communicate to our constituents who have been asking. So I'm sure it's going to take place when they are back from the US trip.
You're still listening to Ben Kalu's Monday. That's coming to you right from Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of Gotsun State. We are live on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Flow949 FM. So you could catch a glimpse of how it's panning out right here in the studio. And of course, I've been speaking with a member representing Bender Federal Constituency at the 9th Nigerian National Assembly, who is, as we speak, in Australia, Sydney precisely. We're going on a short break. When we return, the conversation will take a different shape, and of course at some point we would open up the phone lines as to hear from his constituents, the good people of Bender, and of course those who are part of the state Abia. Stay with us. We will shortly be back. Thank you for staying with us. It is still Ben Carlos Monday. It's here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of Gotsun State. My name is Wisdom Thomas, and yes, if you are just joining us a little bit behind time, that is where you are. But then a lot more coming from the offing. I've been speaking with the member representing Bende Federal Constituency at the 9th Nigerian National Assembly. I'm talking about Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu, who is part of the conversation this morning virtually. Thank you for still staying with us, Representative Ben. Good to still have you around. Apologies for the mix-up in the audio, trying to ensure you have the best of reception out there. Thank you for still staying with us. It is Ben Kalu's mandate. Like I told you, we will open up the phone lines towards the tail end of the program as to get you involved. Your contribution will definitely be needed at that very moment. Let's continue with our conversation. Honorable Ben, now. You are a member of the screening committee for members of the NDDC board. In your opinion, how would you judge the performance of the NDDC states? Now, do you think they have actually lived up to expectation, given the lofty standards and the lofty expectations of the people and, of course, generally the country?
No, they did not live up to expectation. The re-engineering is needed in that particular space. That's the truth. And if they are not careful, the Northeast Development Commission that just started yesterday will take over, their shine, because there are things that other development agencies are doing which is benefiting their people, and NDDC, which is one of the first, should be laying the foundation and the model for others to copy. We've not really seen that. There have been so much rancor, acrimony, infighting within the system. Several sole administration, MD, board, no board, those things have affected the development of the region and defeating the essence of establishing the NDDC as an agency of government for the development of the badly impacted Niger Delta region of the country, of which Niger State is one of them. We are not feeling their impact as it's supposed to feel their impact. That's the truth. Something needs to be done better than that. So that's why the wisdom of the president, the board, is supposed to come on board so that they will help pilot the affairs of the agency better. And nominees were sent from the participating states, member states of the agency, which Abia was one of them. And Mr. Ruga, who has worked with NDDC from 2004, he's from Okwa, the oil producing area of the state, was our own candidate. And the senator representing Abia North, and myself from the Senate, myself from the House of Rep, and Honorable Abonta from Okwa, we were able to clear our own candidates because he has industry knowledge of this particular agency, and also knows where it pinches the most, which means that he'll be able to advise on what is the right step to be taken by the agency to achieve the expectation of the people who are putting them in place. And so it was good for us. The candidate from Niger State, we cleared him right away. And it was a permission of the former governor of Niger State as well, Senator T.O.G., who may not be a member of the committee, but was a stakeholder consulted. And as well as Senator Yina Abaribe, who may not be a member of the committee, but was the stakeholder consulted. So there was an agreement between the senators and also the House of Representatives from Honorable Kiru Kalu George, Honorable Abonta, myself, and other members of the House of Representatives who we give our nod. In fact, we asked him to take a bow because we see him as being competent, and we are hoping that we will work because he's a humble man, that we'll be able to listen to suggestions from some of us who are stakeholders and making sure that the impact of the development agency is felt around the state, not only in Okwa, but around the state. We know it is done in percentages for the oil producing communities and also the rest of the states within the region. So we work with him to make sure that Abia benefits more from this new brand of NDDC.
If you would permit me, overall, I'm sure you saw other nominees. There's been a lot of controversy over Loretta Onoche's nomination as well. Having seen them in touching distance, do they show promise? Do you think that they could possibly rewrite the fortunes of these states when they are finally cleared to become the substantial board of the NDDC, possibly to ensure that the right developmental strides are done across the state? Do you feel that, is that inkling feeling that they are the right persons to do the job rightly so?
Yeah, I've seen, some senators also said no. I think it was Ondo State or thereabout, where the senators, 3 of them came together, put up a petition. They didn't want the ED project because it's not from the oil producing area of the state and other issues that they raised. And I think that one was stepped aside for a revisit. And then also on the issue of Loretta, the issue came up on whether or not the part she comes from, either in Edo or Delta, is the oil producing area as allowed by the NDDC Act. So that debate was also presented, and the committee looked at that, even though the chairman gave a nod for her to go ahead. But I'm sure by the time we consider the report of the screening committee, we will try and harmonize all this. Okay. Make sure that she's not being targeted as a woman, because she's a woman. She should not be allowed. This government is frowning at any discrimination on the basis of sex. And she has the competence to lead. She should be allowed to lead, so that the women folks also will know that they are well represented there. And to be honest, I'm sure she will do a good job there. I'm sure she will do a good job. And I'm also sure that the team, because of the coloration of the team, there are technocrats there who have been in the system for a while, and there are those who are coming from the private sector who has proven themselves there. So that mix, that coloration will give us what we're looking for, hopefully.
All right, let's make a return, go straight to Akoli Menyi, which is part of your constituents now, the part of the places you represent in the House of Representatives. The Akoli Menyi road in Nkpa is wearing a new look now, as asphalting has just begun on the road. I'm sure this will definitely put smiles on the faces of your constituents who are part of that very place, especially those who will be returning for the Yuletide. Does it give you some sense of fulfillment?
Yeah, what is the essence of government if it is not to put smiles on the faces of people who have elected you to lead them? Everyone will not be in Abuja representing a whole lot of people. So if the people came together and say, you are the one who will be our eyes and our ears, and you had them cry that their road is too bad, you've seen them suffer because truly their roads were bad, and you sit comfortably in Abuja without doing anything about it, then you're not a good representative. A good representative is that person who will give his eyes no sleep until the tears of his constituents, they are wiped, at least to a reasonable extent. I'm not saying that you have a magic wand to solve everybody's problem. There are people who misunderstand this position as an almighty position capable of solving every problem. I can't solve all the problems. It's not possible. Even Jesus Christ could not solve everybody's problem before going back to heaven. So, but are you making impact? That is what is most important. The little opportunity they have given to you, are you using it well for the people, not for yourself? And I can tell you, I have used it for my people. I can tell you, I can stand before God as a steward And I say, God, you know, my family knows, you know, we have not taken a cent belonging to the people. That is why you're seeing those roads there. If it was diverted, like it had been done severally by people who has been there, if it was sold, you will see me as a big man, driving big cars, building big hotels. But my people will still be suffering, the bad roads. They will still not go home because there's no road to go home. They will still not come home to build houses because there's no road for them to use. So what is best for me is not to sell those projects, to make sure it is done and that the contractors are well supervised. So I'm happy that they are going to be smiling this December. It was my target. People said it was politics. When I came on board for this particular project, they said, oh, it's elephant project. How is he going to do it as a first-time member? How is it possible? Is he going to be able to achieve it? Or is he going to be one of the things others use to do campaign? And he's also using the same thing to do campaign. But thank God, people are beginning to realize that my coming to Abuja was a divine call. If you look at me as a first-time member, you might miss it. The important thing is that God brought me to help my people. And that is why what first-time members are not doing, Benjamin Kalu is doing, not because there's anything special with me, but just because of God's grace, God's favor, and Mr. President's love for me, through his, the presidency. There's a great love for me from the presidency and the work I'm doing for my party. So they always align with me. And this project would not have been possible if not because of the presidency.
Astonishing.
That oversights the Ecological Funds Office. It wouldn't have been possible without the SGF, who reports to the president on the Ecological Fund. It would have been possible without the former PAMSEC who was there, what was her name again? Dr. Moda. So if you don't give credit to these ones, it means that I'm taking the glory that belongs to other. The president has major parts of that glory. APC government has major part of that glory. We did it together. And it's not only Akoli Meni side. Watch out. The back side, I'm tidying it up. We are going to make sure that it is tidied up. It's one of the things that kept me in Abuja before I came to Australia, fighting to make sure that it's also tidied up. The bridge, the remaining part of the bridge, asphalting it, linking it to the bridge, stone pitching the side, making sure it is clean and neat and ready for commissioning end of this month or beginning of next year. It is something that we must have to celebrate and thank both the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the SGF, the Office of the Ecological Fund, Office of the God Almighty, and myself, who was willing to make sure that we make sacrifices for this thing to happen, and the people who voted for me. So I am very, very happy. And let me say this, that project wasn't just for my people. That project is for all the people in Abia North who needs alternative routes to go out of the state without passing through Umahia. Because the only routes that we have is we must pass through Umahia to leave the state. We must drive all the way to Umahia, and then from Umahia we rejoin the express road and all that, unless you go through the back door. But we are creating an access now where you can drive to Uzuakole. Before entering Uzuakole, go on your right and hit through Umpa Road to the express road, going to Enugu, Port Harcourt express road. So it's a very good development because that corridor, my target is that corridor will open up. So if you have not bought land there for petrol station, go and buy. If you've not bought land there for hotels, go and buy. If you've not bought land there for shops, go and buy. The market that have been moribund there that belongs to Uzuakole and Umuime, they should do something about it because that market needs to be alive soon so that the economy of our people who will be passing through that place, passengers passing through that place will be buying things from that market. So it's a call to the communities to find out what was the problem of that market and get it. So it is going to activate and stimulate economic activities around that corridor. And I'm delighted. Our money is going to come back home because our children, our brothers and our sisters are going to be building now. Because before now they couldn't build because there was no bridge to go home. There was no road to go home. Government has done the road. Come and let's develop Bende together. So I'm really happy about it. It's one of my best Christmas gifts, to be honest.
Interesting. I'm sure you've been enjoying the conversation on Ben Carlos' mandate, and like I promised Not that I'm trying to keep to my words, but it is what is demanding of me to do. You will always play a part in the conversation, and we will be opening up the phone lines at this moment, just about to ensure you are part of the conversation. So call us 0808-1826-949 or 0811-6052949. You can send a message to 090-651-08289 or go to facebook.com/Flow949FM and drop your comments there. Let us get to hear from you, especially with everything we've looked at this morning from the get-go of Ben Kalu's mandate. Let us hear from you now. The microphone is shifting towards your direction now, so grab it. Well, while we're waiting for the calls to pull through, Honorable Ben, can you tell us if there are other ongoing projects which you are working around the clock to ensure that they could be, commissioned in the next couple of weeks or even months?
Yeah, we have projects that we're just waiting for funding for it to happen, like the concrete road, the Swakoli road and Bukul road. The documentation have been done. We're just waiting for proper funding for them to go ahead, and some of them will be from NDDC, and because of this board that is coming on board, some people are waiting for them to be sworn in so that they can. The contractors are waiting for them to be sworn in so that they can rectify those paperwork for them to go ahead.
Sorry to interject. So, I would let you continue. Let's get your constituents involved now. Phone lines buzzing. Seriously. I lost that one. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. My name is Mr. Louis. I'm calling from a village in Ben local government area. I want to ask Honorable that there are 3 communities that are supposed to be in Akwa Ibom State. But fortunately or unfortunately, it is annexed to Abia State under Bende local government area. And from Bende to those villages, there are no accessible roads. And there's a plan to protest. So I don't know how far Honorable will advise us what he's going to do or what is supposed to be done. I want him to please enlighten us on how far the road is going to be done or
which places are you really talking about?
Hello? Which
places are you talking about?
Okay, I'm talking about Itumbozo.
Okay.
After being the local government headquarters, that road that leads to 3 villages.
Thank you very much.
Ubibia, Mbuyas, and Okobode. There's no road there.
Thank you. Okay. Honorable, continue now. Are you there?
I don't know if he was saying about the Tumbos. I can't hear him.
Yes, that's what he said. He said there were three communities annexed to Bende from Akwa Ibom. I think that's the point he was trying to make. He said there at the moment there are no accessible roads to those places. I don't know what you have to give as a response to that. According to him, they are planning a certain protest and all that.
I think he's talking about, because the boundary we have with Akwa Ibom is the Chumbuzo area of the federal constituency, and if I heard him well, the community are supposed to belong to Akwa Ibom. There's no community that's supposed to belong to Akwa Ibom. They belong to Abia State. They are Bende people, and the roads that he mentioned, if you recall, it's one of the first roads I started doing from Titulo with Dr. Kalu. We have pushed it together, and we have crossed Titulo, and we have pushed it together. We are now in Itumbuzo. It will also go through Itumbuzo to join the road going to Akwa Ibom, and we'll cross that to Mpalako. which is terribly, terribly bad. And then there are other communities like Kobodi, outside Indigo that we need to also take some of the roads to. But it's little by little. And the truth be told, that those communities have been abandoned for quite a long time. That's the truth.
Call us 08081826. We're struggling a little bit to hear you now. Hello, are you there, sir? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. You can call us now for you to get involved in the conversation. 0808182649 or 0811605249. Send a message to 0906510829. If you don't mind, Honorable, let's take this call. Hello?
Hello.
Please kindly turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you, okay? Tell us your name and location and go ahead.
I wish to visit and my brother Honorable. Yes, you are keeping your word. Like that way I call it how much it means. Yes, it's going fine. And even our brothers, they are rejoicing now that the road is good. Getting to a form order. You rightly know those areas. Yes. So that if they need to go to Enugu, they will not say, I will come to Umuahia before. Then they will drive and get to the express, drive down to Enugu or any other place. So another thing I want to remind you is that I call it Alai Road. It's very important. So that is the place that Alai people will also cut from going to all this turning around before they come to Umuahia.
Thank you very much.
3 kilometers.
Thank you very much for your take.
So thank you.
Thank you. Not really cutting you short, just allowing others to get involved in the conversation. Good morning to you. May we meet you?
Hello.
Good to have you join the conversation. May we meet you?
My name is John.
John, kindly go ahead.
Yeah. I speak to Honorable. Can you hear his voice?
He's listening. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. Honorable, thank you very much. But Honorable, I want you to do Christmas for me.
All right.
I would like you to do Christmas for me, please, sir.
Thank you very much for your own contribution on the program.
Yes, sir.
Get the calls coming in. Let's look at the comments on Facebook so that we can have him react to the raft of reactions or contributions across board now. From Onyeka Boyoyo, he says, good morning to you. From Ozo Francis Namani, he says he's watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. Good morning for here. Very interesting discussion. From Augustine Iradiogo, says congratulations to the best boss. This is just the beginning. More awards will come because you have done excellently well, sir. My Honorable Benjamin Kalu from Iradiogo Augustine. And then from Favorite You Sky says keep up the good work. Let's get your reactions as we continue to wait for the phone lines.
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead and react to the different contributions here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Their voices were really low. But if I could recall the gentleman that called from Mpa area, who was appreciating the work we're doing around that exit, also made a complaint that we should look at the Alai Akoli road, and I agree with him that we need to do something about that. But you see, Rome was not built in a day, and 3.5 years is actually too short for one to do all these beautiful things that we have in mind. If these things were happening since 1999, if all the people representing us were taking it little by little like this, I can assure you I'll have little or no work to do. It's just because it was left for too long and it piled up, and we have only started now. That's why I'm asking people to help me to go back again to the house so that we can continue from where we stop. So we don't get in people who will take us back from where we have left. And it takes a man with a heart of sacrifice and love for his people to do what we're doing. So let's continue with your support. Let's continue to encourage that we get it, go back for another 4 years. And you will see after 3 years as well, another 3 years, there'll be a great difference that you appreciate that progress is being made. I am not willing for us to stop where we are because our problems are so many. If you see the kind of calls I get every day, the kind of text messages I get every day, you will know that 4 years is not enough to get this job done. And I also thank God that we have a senator who is also helping out. He's really helping out and reducing the burden also in Bende. A lot of roles that he's doing in Bende Federal Constituency, another part of the senatorial zone. So if the team is given another chance, I can assure you there'll be a lot of improvement in the area. And those who call to commend the work we're doing, I appreciate you. The network was not so good, maybe from this side, for me to hear all the things you were saying clearly. But just be rest assured that we are determined to make an impact. We are changing the narratives. We are showing that you can be selfless in government. We are showing that being in government does not mean coming to enrich your pocket. We are showing that the people should be first. You should be the last. And it's a good model that needs to be sustained. And only with your votes will you sustain that. If you encourage me online, write good speeches to support me, call in and supported me, and you don't have your PVC, it amounts to nothing. So I encourage Bende people who love what is happening in Bende to go get your PVC. Go grab your PVC. That is the only way you can sustain this good thing that has come to our people. Encourage your family to do that. And I'm very soon going to be seeing me in your houses, because after this rest, which is needed, I'll be with you in your homes, breaking cola nut with you, drinking gari with those who have gari, so that we can talk about how to move Bende forward. I want you to be a partner towards the development of Bende, and you have a role to play. So I will come to you, we will meet together and see how we can sustain this Makodima Bende.
Makodima Bende. Let me sincerely appreciate everyone who contributed their quota via the phone line. The call still buzzing, but time is not our friend because things are regimented. It's high time we left the studio. And for those who dropped their comments on Facebook, who even followed through live, appreciation to you. And of course, let me equally appreciate Representative Benjamin Okezie Kalu, who out of his very busy schedule, and even though he's resting, it's not everyone who could say, let me oblige by speaking to people from Abia State, not least that I'm in Australia when I should have been having rest. So thank you very much, Honorable, for talking to us on Ben Kalu's mandate, and we wish you Merry Christmas from this angle. Hoping to talk to you again on Tuesday.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to all of you, and I wish you the remaining part of your blessings for this year to be yours before the end of the year. Never give up. Keep believing that which God has promised He will keep for you this 2022. They are going to be yours. Just build your faith. Be strong, be courageous. It is not over until it's over. Let us be peaceful this moment of Christmas. Let's be joyous. Let's find a reason to thank God. That is what the season demands. And as you praise God and lift Him up, more goodness and His mercy will surround you. Thank you very much, and I look forward to engaging with you next week, Tuesday. let's take it to the next place. I will not talk to you again before Christmas. I'm sure the next talk will be after Christmas. Enjoy yourself, but be careful not to sin.
Be careful not to sin. That's
God bless you.
Okay, God bless you.
We talk next Tuesday.
Okay, thank you very much, Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu, representing Bender Federal Constituency at the 9th Nigerian National Assembly. And thank you everyone who contributed their own quota. The visuals you're seeing on Facebook, and of course, and every other person, Samson Eze. This is where we'll call it a wrap on Ben Carlos' mandate. I'm Wisdom Thomas. To have a lovely Tuesday, and God bless you.
Is Benjamin Okeze Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Ozita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation.